I was procrastinating on the internet as usual, and I came across a piece trying to explain why physician associates earn more than junior doctors. Scrolling all the way to the bottom, I saw the author's note saying it's an opinion piece and it's not meant to justify why physician associates are paid more than junior doctors. But I must add, it does link to Ollie Burton's video, which would suggest might have been added on a later date. The first point made was that physician associates spend more time in university, have a primary life science degree, then they do the masters. However, undergraduate physician associate courses do exist. These individuals, once they finish this undergraduate course, they'll be earning more than junior doctors, regardless of the duration. Typical medical degree is 5 years, 6 years, and you have the graduate entry courses that are 4 years. And in these graduate entry courses, you have individuals that have a life science background as well. They're about to do another 4 years of medicine. However, when they still come out, they'll be paid less. I used to think this too. Physician associates do an undergraduate of 3 years. Then we do a master's of 2 years, so it is 5 years, and doctors also do 5 years. So why is it not the same? Because it's like comparing oranges to apples. Not every physician associate has a background in biomedicine. Some people come from psychology, marine biology, looking at walrus and swordfish. Their preparation is not the same, and hence the amount of time one spends in university really does not mean anything. It's what you study. It's not the size of the boat in the ocean, is the motion in the ocean. I don't know if that's how they say it, but it sounds about right. Another point made was that physician associates, unlike doctors, have 2 years to master medicine, and doctors have 5 years. Doctors don't master medicine when they come out of university. Physician associates do not master medicine in no shape or form when we come out. Let's get that clear first. That is why I was talking about the Dunning-Kruger effect. The only people who can be said to have mastered medicine could be some old consultant, Einstein-looking dons. And if you were to speak to such an individual, they will tell you they know nothing about medicine. Yes, I give that. It's a postgraduate course. You go through a lot of things in a rather fast pace, so it can really cause people to burn out. But so does medicine. The course definitely plays a role, but it could also be the individual, and there are multiple reasons why people burn out. There was a point made that said the intensity within the physician associate course was greater than that of medicine because medicine gradually gets intense as one progresses. I've not done a medical degree before, so I'm really unable to tell. I did biomedicine and it can get intense, and that was just the science underpinning medicine without the clinical aspect of things. The third point was that physician associates make fewer mistakes than junior doctors. Junior doctors are sometimes a liability, which is why they are very limited in what they can perform early on in their career. If someone who's done 5 years of medicine is a liability when they come out, you and I, when we do 2 years, we are also a liability, which the piece agrees with. But went on to say, however, because these healthcare professionals are usually older and more experienced in patient care, they better understand what procedures they are able to confidently do and what they aren't. I call this BS. The fact that a person is old does not make him or her a wise sage. They could have just long existed. And I do remember during my PA course that was always drummed in your head. If you don't know, ask. And this was just 2 years. So I can only imagine from year 1 to year 5 how many times it has been drummed in their heads. If you don't know, ask. But I do grant one point though, because physician associates are not as autonomous as junior doctors, we run a lot of things past our seniors, our supervisors. There is that additional control quality, which I suppose can reduce the chances of one making a mistake. Junior doctors from my placement day, they did go oftentimes to their consultants and run things past them to further the argument of fewer mistakes being made by physician associates. The piece pointed out that we handle less complex cases, which is true on paper. Reality might differ. What is complex and what isn't is dependent on your supervising clinician and what they are comfortable with you seeing. A presentation one might not let you touch with a flower, one might invite you to put both hands on it. The fourth point was physician associates are not trainees. This is true. Physician associates, once we qualify, we are not trainees, that is it. And junior doctors, soon to become central doctors, are in training. This, however, does not justify their pay. One should be paid based on the responsibilities they shoulder, not based on the future pay they might have. Every time I hear this argument, I get annoyed because it's totally nonsensical. If because junior doctors are in training, they were shouldering limited responsibilities and were not doing as much as real life junior doctors are doing, then you could make the argument they are in training, they are not doing much, so because of that we give them this. I've been in departments where a single junior doctor is running 2 wards, goes to ward 300 comes to ward 30. They shoulder a lot of responsibility. There is no single physician associate on this planet that straight out of the box does any job a junior doctor can't. In simple English, there is no reasonable justification as to why physician associates are paid more than junior doctors. It just does not make sense. Junior doctors are being shafted. That is the bottom line. They are grossly underpaid. I don't know why that is the case. Listen, me saying all this doesn't mean I want my pay to be touched. I would never say that. As a matter of fact, if you were paid more, I would be happy. But I do acknowledge that junior doctors are underpaid. Having said this, I need to speak to doctors and find out if their pay is somehow tempered with by the GMC. Because, with this all regulation business, I had a nightmare last time. Because you guys are now regulated by the GMC, your pay will be dealt the same way we deal with doctors. And since you are not doctors, you are going to cut your pay. I woke up. To me, that was just blasphemy. I would quit in a heartbeat. This article acknowledged that junior doctors are grossly underpaid in training as well. One day, I hope they get what they deserve because it's some nonsense. If you want to see a doctor's perspective, you can check Ollie's video, link in the description. Check this video if you want to know about physician associate salary. It's your boy Yoti, and I'm out. Salute!